So when I was in high school back in the 90s, even then college was, at least from my point of view, very, very expensive, and now it's only gotten more expensive. And I remember thinking, there's no way I'm going to be able to go to one of, a school that could, at that time cost $10,000 or $15,000 a year. Now those same schools cost $30,000 or $40,000 a year. At least that's the stated price for tuition. My mom was a single mom. She kind of, sometimes worked as a manager at a convenience store. She did a bunch of series of jobs to kind of make ends meet. We were on, depending on the year, free or reduced lunch. And so I just imagine, look, my only option is, either go to a local school or get a full ride scholarship if I can. But then my sister opened my mind. She was 3 years older. She applied to Brown University, which at that time, the tuition, the stated tuition was, I think, already in the high teens, thousands, if not $20,000 a year. And when she applied, she then applied for financial aid. And I didn't even know this thing called financial aid existed. And so she got some federal grant money. She got some federal subsidized loans. Brown gave her some grant, gave her some loans. Then there was some small parent contribution, and she also had to do work study. But they made a package for her so that she was able to go. Now, it wasn't easy. She had to do some work study. My mom did have to do some contribution. She did have to take on some debt, but she was able to go. So that completely opened up my mind. So when I applied to college, I didn't let that be a constraint on me. I said, let me just figure out where I really want to go to college, because I knew this financial aid thing existed. And what a lot of people don't realize is that some of the most selective colleges that have, at least, the stated tuition is high, actually have some of the best financial aid programs. They're very, very generous with their financial aid. And so I applied and I got into MIT, and then I did the financial aid process. And it was incredibly good, I thought. It made it very, but I left MIT with about, I think on the order of about $30,000 in loans. I had to do some work study, but overall it made it affordable, very, very doable. And for me, that $30,000 in loans, I couldn't imagine a better investment in my future. So, I would say you have to be careful. You don't want to get too far in debt. You definitely want to weigh what you're going to take on in terms of debt and aid versus what you might be able to make and career possibilities. But, I think it was a very powerful thing for me to see my sister and what opportunities are available that aren't always obvious.